I'm Zach Christensen, and this is Beyond the Book, presented by Juxtabook. At Juxtabook, we recently completed the Author Edge Virtual Summit. One of the first sessions in the morning was done by Platte Clark, who is a best-selling author, ghostwriter, and a collaborator with leaders around the globe. He spoke on the 17 blunders of first-time authors. For this episode of Beyond the Book, I'm going to play a clip from his session so you can understand how important it is as first-time authors to understand how to avoid some of the potential pitfalls that you may run into. If you want to hear the full session along with the other sessions, you can purchase the recordings of the Author Edge Virtual Summit by visiting juxtabook.com. Enjoy the episode. Platte Clark is an international published fiction author with Simon Schuster, author of the Bad Unicorn Trilogy, which has sold over 200,000 copies worldwide. He is a highly sought-after ghostwriter, collaborator with renowned thought and business leaders around the globe. Platte is also a member of the WGA and has adapted the book The Best Christmas Pageant Ever, which is slated for release in December of this year.
So thank you.
Yeah. And on a personal note, I'll just add, Platt and I first met when he was hired on to help us at Franklin Covey, and we worked together for probably the past 5 or 6 years on many different projects. Platt, pass it over to you.
Thank you. I was excited at the invitation to share some things with you and to connect with Zach and all of you as fellow authors on this journey, because it's an interesting journey. And I'll just admit that it's one that has been both unpredictable in my life, has been frustrating, has been hard, and has been moments of joy. I just got back from Winnipeg on set as they were finishing the production of this film. And by the way, I think they're releasing it Thanksgiving weekend now. So it's coming out. And it was just crazy, right? To sort of be there. And so I've experienced a bit of writing. My wife has the hardest time describing what I do because I actually, my undergrad was in philosophy. So I decided to double down and really become marketable and get an English degree. And then I just avoided all job fairs. But ended up a double master's in instructional design. So half of my world has been in the training side. So I've developed training manuals, technical training. As Zach has mentioned, I've written fiction. I've ghosted. In fact, I have a book due today. So if I am not in all of the lunch breakouts, I actually have to deliver a manuscript to an editor. But I'm glad I can be here. So anyway, one of the things I had been thinking about over my career, and by the way, this is my 17th book that I'm delivering today, between books I've ghosted or my own. And I just thought sometimes I like coming from the perspective of the rookie mistake, right? When I put in my wood floors in my house, thinking I was going to save all kinds of money by doing it myself, not realizing the pain and anguish around a task that wasn't necessarily technically difficult, but was full of rookie mistakes, and that I made them all. And so I ended up taking a week off of work. So if I can, I will share, we have to move fast, and I'll try to move fast. The 17, that's not a magic number. In fact, they would probably, an editor would say that's too many, but it's just the ones I've collected over doing this for the last decade plus. And so I'll share them with you. What's cool is that Zach and I have not coordinated this at all. My first rookie mistake is neglecting the why. And so I'm glad that, AI companion, sorry, got it.
This is just taking some notes on the fly for those who want it. Yep, go ahead, Pat.
Yeah, we'll talk about AI companions in writing. But anyway, I really want to stress this point because it can sound kind of warm and fuzzy. Oh, my why, I've got to have my why. It is essential. And the reason it's essential is because, and I'll get into this a little bit, that you have 3 levers that you pull to change behavior. You can call it ethos, pathos, and logos. You can call it well, there's the other behavioral psychology terms. Self-efficacy is one of them. But really, what's going to happen is you have to know that the reason the why is so important is because you're going to bump into two big challenges. One is your own belief in yourself, because it's hard, and you're going to get rejection letters from agents. You're going to have a readers group that just destroys the thing that you were so proud of. It's going to be hard. And so you're going to actually question your own ability to do this thing that you want to do. And then the second question is around outcome expectancy, which is it even going to work? Can I do it? So maybe I have great faith in my ability, but am I actually technically capable of doing a thing that I'm trying to accomplish? There's ways that you get to those. But the reason that the why is so important is the why sort of drives you through that process. So if you have a strong enough why, you can sort of get up and say, yeah, maybe this is hard, but I can keep going. Or maybe I don't know everything yet, and I'm a newbie in this world, but I'm going to keep going. One of the gentlemen I just started working with recently, Tony Robbins, is a client of mine now. And this is what he preaches around massive action and a strong why. And he's exactly right, is that it's going to require massive action to succeed in this world as an author. And that means the why is the strongest pull that you can have to kind of get you through it, because it's going to be hard. So I'm glad that Zach and I both started on the same thing, because he's 100% right. Second mistake, I think, is overplaying your strengths and not shoring up your weaknesses. And by that, there are likely technical skills that you need to shore up. I'm just going to say very quickly, every writer should have this book within reach all the time. This is Shrunken White, The Elements of Style. This is a master's class in good writing. It's actually kind of funny. It's an entertaining read. Have that on your bookshelf at all times. If you're a screenwriter, probably this one, The Screenwriter's Bible. There's others. Those are the two that I would say from a technical perspective. Invest in that skill, because you will get manuscripts rejected if you technically aren't a good writer. So you have to have some technical proficiency in your craft. So know what you're good at. By the way, grammar is not my strength. I know that, as many a copy editor will tell you who's read my work. So I have to work on that. So we all have them, right? Third is not knowing your style. And by that, I mean, and this is particularly, I think, more so in the fiction side, are you an outliner or are you an explorer? And what I mean by that, there's not a right way to do it. Some people are outliners, meaning I need to know every chapter of my book. I need to know every character. I need to know every subplot. I need to map that out. I need to know how every scene opens and every scene closes. What happens is an outliner is doing a lot of the creative work through the outlining process. And then they very quickly write to that outline, right? Because they've got it through. But not everyone is an outliner, right? I am not an outliner. I am give me a blank page and I will just run with it. That's how you end up with a story about a unicorn named Princess the Destroyer, because you didn't think about it. You just wrote. But what happens is you end up doing a lot of revision because you do a lot of rewrites, right? So where an outliner has done that work up front, you're doing it through every sort of pass, right? And again, yeah, that's a great point. If the blank page motivates you because you're like, I can do anything, you're an explorer. If you're like, holy crap, no, I need to have a process I can follow, you're an outliner. And just know what your style is and lean into it, because you don't need to do a style that's not yours. And trying to write a way that doesn't feel natural to you is one of those sort of rookie blunders that people make. Next, number 4, overthinking your first draft. This is a killer. I can't tell you how many times I have rewritten the first chapter of a book, because I just keep going back, and then I read something that's from a professional, author. I'm like, oh, that's really good. I suck. And I go back and rewrite. The Ernest Hemingway, I won't do the exact quote. He said, the first draft of anything is blank. He's right. Stephen King said the same thing. You have to allow yourself to suck on the first draft and not overthink it. Give yourself permit. Like if Ernest Hemingway can have his first draft suck, so can I. And what you really want to do is just finish. You want to get from beginning to end. And I fell, many times I fell into this trap. Don't overthink it. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just allow yourself to write and get through it. And guess what? It probably does suck, but it's okay. This is the writing process, right? This is what we do. So give yourself permission to do that.
I hope you enjoyed this clip from Platte Clark's session, 17 Blunders of First-Time Authors. You can listen to the full session by going to Juxtabook.com and purchasing the recordings for the Author Edge Summit. If you have any questions about a recent episode, I'd love to hear from you. Visit Juxtabook.com/Beyond the Book and click the appropriate button to leave your question, and we will include it in our weekly Q&A episode. Your book is just one chapter in your author journey. Think beyond the book as you craft your path. Thank you for your questions, and thank you for listening.